GTR. Not the Skyline GTR, just the GTR. Now, we're going to go back here because I want to touch on the Nürburgring part again. Right here. R33 versus R34. GTR and GTR, just to make sure. So, there's always going to be the speculations. So, right here, what is the R33 GTR record? 7 minutes, 59 seconds. That's the official one. The 34 has never officially been done, but several people have done it. It's most of them with modifications to the car. But look, with what they considered would be one of the most stock, look at that. That same section, the common one that they do. Look at that time. 8:28. 8:28. That's 28 seconds slower than the R33. That's slower than the R32. Like, that's crazy, yo. 0 to 60 is 4.7 seconds. Close to, you see the comparisons right there. 0 to 60. We've got the BMW Z8, the Mustang SVT Cobra. What year? We don't know. The A7, the Audis, the Infiniti Q70s, BMW 435i Performance. I hate websites that do this. Zero to 100 in 12.3. Super V8 Portfolio. There you go. There we go. Porsche 928 S4, Corvette Stingray, the F-150 Lightning. Okay. Top speed of 165 miles an hour. See, here's the thing. I love the R34s. Okay. Unfortunately, they are overrated. And yes, I know that that's a dangerous statement to be made. It's a gorgeous car, don't get me wrong, but they are overrated. It's the hype because of the look. A lot of that spurred on from the Fast and Furious movie. But the reality is, especially right now for the price point, it doesn't hold a candle to a lot of other cars. Skyline at Nürburgring. Let's see what this one says. Oh, no, never mind. Let's see if I can just get something that says the R34. Yeah, it just shows me fastest laps, which talks about it. 8:28. That's not good. So yeah, I didn't realize it was that bad actually. Now, the new one is much faster. 7 minutes and 26 seconds. So it knocks off 34 seconds off of the R33. But you're also talking about like 20 years difference. Right? 20 years worth of technology difference. Here's one. Why is the Skyline R34 GTR illegal? It did not pass federal motor vehicle standards set under the Imported Vehicle Safety Act of 1988. Wrong. Wrong. And nothing to do with that. Well, I shouldn't say it had nothing, but it definitely was not because of that. Right? 20 seconds. So you asked me earlier, what favorite cars? So again, the Mustang, the 64 and a half with the original 260, a 69, the 49 or 40, 47 to 50, 50 or 51 Chevy Fleetline. I would love a 65 Impala. Love the 65 Impalas. 64s are nice, don't get me wrong, but I like the 65s better. What was the other year? 69s were a little too boxy on the back end for me. But yeah, I think it was just the 60. Yeah. So the 65 Impala. Talk about the supernatural cars now. I know, right? Obviously you could tell some of these 68s. Yeah, the 68s, the two-door, these Impalas were nice. So the 65 convertible, right? 65 convertible. Where's one? There we go. Hardtop's beautiful as well, but the convertible definitely gorgeous, right? And then, like I say, the hardtops gorgeous, right? 68s were not bad though either. 68 Impalas were nice. Oof, that color, the paint job right there. Horrible picture. It's not coming in right, but beautiful color. Let's see. If I go into this cars during the 70s, oof, there's 70s are tough because there's really not a lot of good cars in the 70s. You know, a lot of cars just look like garbage during the 70s. So if we're going to talk the 70s, we got to talk more early 70s. So I want to say no. Okay, yeah, there we go. The Camaros were not bad. This was one of the few times I'm not a Chevy fan. I'm not a Chevy fan. But the 70s, the Camaros looked better than the Mustangs. All right. I don't think there's going to be much argument about that. Because the Mustangs looked like so booty during that time period. So the 70s Camaros are probably where it's at on that. The Corvette, I think, was okay too during that time. Yeah, that's when the iconic Corvette look. That's cool, but I lose on the higher RPMs too. I have the big turbo, the Roush intake. So the turbo is going to help you out probably on. It's probably set up and designed more on the low end. Turbos give you a lot more torque usually, unless you get the bigger spool, which means it doesn't kick in until later. And that's probably what's happening is you're getting that power at the low end. And so by the time you get to the high end, there's just nothing left. It's already spooled up. You're done. So there's not a whole lot you're going to be able to do on the high end. Except shift earlier. Sorry. But yeah, there's unfortunately not a whole lot you're going to be able to do during that. Unless you're talking about changing out your turbo. Let's see here. Okay, so 70s, definitely I got to give it to Chevy. Um, what years was the Galaxy out, actually? I know that that was more of a 60s car, but it was out in the 70s. Oh, the Ford Fairlane. Oh, this. Yeah, okay. The Starliner 500. Oh, yep, nope. This is when it reminded me of like a Buick, right? It's still a two door, it's still that coupe, but it kind of became a big giant sedan, right? Oh, you didn't hear me. Okay. Um so the turbo, you probably got a high spooling or a quick spooling turbo, so it spools up at the beginning and gives you that better bottom end, that early boost, the early boost on the low end. And unfortunately, that means when you get that boost at the low end, you no longer get that at the high end. And so you're probably just getting that initial boost. The only way to really change that, you'd have to swap out the turbo for something that spools up slower, spools up later, higher up in the RPMs, but then you'd be losing at your bottom end. So it's kind of like a give or take. Do you want to spool up quick at the beginning and get the jump? Or do you want to have the high end, um, which you really won't get to take advantage of as much? Yeah, that's pretty common. I mean, or what speed are you feeling like you're losing that? Whereas the L1 750, yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking during the 70s, I'm gonna have to give it to Chevy. Now during the 80s, around 90 to 100. Well, that's over the legal speed limit, so you shouldn't be hitting those speeds anyway. When you're at that speed, what gear are you in? Because I'm thinking, okay, wait, are you automatic or manual? Because that also makes a big difference. You're in Mexico. Okay. Yep. Absolutely. You're not far away, right? 9 hour drive, and you're in Mexico. Candace, it's not a matter of needing to drive fast. We just want to. Okay. Just saying. You're auto, but you use your paddle shifters for it. Okay. So what gear are you in when you're at that speed? And the 2015, what transmission? What's transmissions? Was this? Okay, so is it the 10 speed? You're older than both of us. Oh yeah. Yeah. Damn sure you'd be hitting over 100. Absolutely. So are you on the 10 speed automatic or the 6 speed automatic? 10 speed? Okay. Yeah, that one I'm not sure. I mean, you're 10 gears, man. You're pounding through gears quick. You shouldn't even really have that much of an issue because you're going to be popping through those gears so quick. Fifth gear sounds probably about right. Have you tried dropping it down to fourth, or is that too high of RPM at that point? So I was going to say on the 6-speed, you should be down in third for sure. That speed, third gear would probably be perfectly fine. At least for a short time to get that little initial push to the red line and then pop it into fourth. But, yeah. But the 10 speed, that one I don't know. That one I do not know. And I'm yawning now. Jeez. He told you to double shift? All right. So let's Google the term double shift. Double shift meaning, right? For a car, not working a double shift. With double clutching, the driver, it's so first of all, yeah, I don't know of an actual term called a double shift. I know there's double clutching. So maybe he's referring to that. Even here it says same thing, double shifting, and then it says double clutching. So as an automatic, you can't really do that because you don't have a clutch. So yeah, double shifting without a clutch. Yeah, I don't know if there's a possible way to do that because literally it's a double clutch. It's basically you press the clutch both when you shift out of the gear and then shift back into the gear. So it's like it's like literally you're doing that real quick as you're shifting. It's really kind of difficult to do to time. So if that's what you call double shifting, Candace, that's the quickest way to destroy your transmission on an automatic car. Look, I know people do it a lot with automatic cars of that, but that actually will destroy an automatic engine or an automatic transmission. Yeah, I mean that's also I've never heard of it referred to as double shifting. That's actually considered a neutral drop. But you do that usually from a standstill. I've never heard of anybody really doing that while actually out there in the streets. So yep, exactly. It'll cause you to jump the timing and blow the engine. You'll cause the belt to jump a tooth, and there you go. Your timing's off, and have a valve just get smacked against a piston head. Against the piston, yeah, inside the head. There you go. Same guy with his Camaro. Yeah. All right, so 80s cars. Well, that one already goes to the Fox bodies, the start of the Fox bodies during the 80s, right? We already kind of established that. Although the Fox bodies really got better in, I think, the redesign in 89. Nope, 88. Okay. Or no, 87. 87 is when they did the redesign. Sorry. 87 was the redesign. Yes. 86, I believe. Yep. 86 was still that kind of uglier one. 87 is when they went to that nicer Fox body design. Yeah, see, again, manual, double clutching makes sense. That's actually a full-on legit thing. But in automatic, you can't do that. So 80s, we go with the Mustang, especially when it got to this later body style. So Vanilla Ice had a song, Cruising in My 5.0. But there was also another one that I used to listen to all the time called or by a group Power Supply. This was just a bass. This was like a hard hitting bass thing, basically. That's all it was. One of those bass tracks. But it had words to it, and I enjoyed it, and I liked it. So I'm turning it down a little bit, but hold on. Damn, 185. So that's what I used to listen to driving around in my Mustang. Even though I wasn't a 5.0, I also had a super sound system in my car. So my car hit. My Mustang hit. And then there's, the Vanilla Ice version. Do, do, do. Oh, gosh. Yes. Ooh, that's looking nice, Boogie. It's clean. It's clean. It's clean. Ain't gonna get you pulled over all the time with that red car. That's the beauty of a red car, right? You're always gonna be getting pulled over. It's a guarantee. I guarantee you's gonna get pulled over all the time in that red car. Trying to see if I have any pictures of my Mustang, but I probably don't because I never really took a lot of pictures of that car. Well, I did, but they were like back in the day. Here we go. Young Kevin. There's my car. This is like 90s, 98, 98, 99. So I would have been like 20, basically. So there's my Mustang back there. Right there. Beautiful black. Most of my cars are in black. I love black. And there's young little white boy Kevin. Yup. Hold on, let me see if I have any other pictures of it. Hang on there. I think I do have one or two here. I just got to find the right spot. All right. Oh, I forgot about I forget about this Mustang. I had this too, the 98 convertible GT. I hated that thing. I will never buy a convertible. It was so much body flex. It was horrible. I hated it. So, but yeah, there's my 98 GT that I had. Little young white boy looking like a cholo. I mean, I went to school in Harbor City, which is literally my school was across the street from the projects. Across the street. So, yeah, I went to school in the ghetto. That have your limo tint to piss off the PD? Oh, absolutely. Even though we're not allowed to have these front windows tinted, but we all do it anyway. Oh, here's a picture of the Eclipse before I got it painted green. So this is not long after I bought it. It was a nice looking car. And then I went and messed it all up. Huh. I might not have any more pictures of the Mustang. They might all be gone now. Too old, and I've lost them. Crazy. I don't know where else they would be. I'm trying to think of where else I might have pictures of the Mustang. And I can't think of any off the top of my head. Not there. One more place here I'm looking. Hold on. Oh, wait. Maybe there? Nope. Never mind. Well, that was at the time a picture of all the cars I owned. The Rally Art, the Eclipse, my Mustang, a second Eclipse, which I got rid of, and the Jetta. So I got rid of that and got a Maxima. Then bought a second Maxima and got rid of the other Maxima. So basically, I still own these, except for replace that Eclipse with a Maxima. I had another picture where I had the two Mustangs in my driveway. I can't even find a picture of my truck that I used to own. I used to have a Ranger too. And I can't find the pictures of that. Huh. right here. Hold on. Went to a wrestling event. SmackDown. Nope. Dang it. I know, right? My trucks. I had a Ford Ranger. I had a 06 Ford Ranger. I actually really loved that truck. It was fun. The only picture that I could find right now of it is actually my buddy leaning on the back end of it. So it was this Sonic Blue was the color, and that's the back end of it. It was a Sport Edition. It was a fun truck. I really enjoyed that truck, actually. That's like the only picture I can find of the truck. That's crazy. That's nuts. I'm kind of mad that I can't find pictures of all my cars. You learned how to drive manual in a Chevy Love. Whew, there we go. For those that don't know that one, let's look that up real quick. The Chevy Love. Sorry. Ooh, corny. That first one. Hold on, I gotta. That almost looks like a chrome effect on that car. Is it? Is it a wrap? You got that a chrome wrap on it, or is that actually just a default paint and just the way that the exposure was? Because like the car does not look the same. Like you compare that, it does not look like the same. That looks like a chrome. Chevy Love pickup. There we go. Look at that. Look at those things. Just exposure? Okay. Look at those things. The Chevy Love. The mini trucks. The little mini trucks. Wait, is there another picture of my truck? Yep, there's another picture of my truck with my buddy Ricky Bobby. That's what you get to see of my truck. You can see that that bed got used and abused. I hauled all sorts of crap in that thing. Wasn't even on regular roads, it was dirt roads. So I learned how to drive stick. Check this out. My ex-wife, her first car was a stick shift. And she didn't really know how to drive it that well. Or she didn't really know how to drive it at all. And I'm not going to say I helped her learn because we didn't spend a whole lot of time driving it or anything, but that was my first experience actually with a manual car, was helping her learn to drive her manual car. And then later on, I got a manual car, or actually later on after we got married, we bought a Chevy, sorry. We bought a Saturn Vue, the SUV, and we bought the manual. That was her car. She wanted that car, and she got a manual. And we drive that thing around all the time. This one right here, that same color even. And that's what we would drive around in, and it was a manual, so that's what I would drive. The Eclipse is absolutely a manual. The Eclipse is a manual. The Volkswagen Jetta, that's going to be Jesse's Jetta from Fast and Furious, that one's a manual. The Maxima is an automatic, but that's because the ones from the movie were also automatics. So, Saturn Vue Redline Edition right there with the extra body kit on it. I actually almost bought the Saturn Ion Redline. So it's an ugly looking car to today's standards, but at the time, it wasn't too bad. And right here, what it says, Saturn's sleeper sports car. I test drove that thing. That thing was, for the day, it was ballsy. Okay. And the design that went into this car was absolutely insane. So the transmission was designed by Opel. And you can see right here, it was Saturn's version of the Cobalt SS, which the Cobalt is known actually as a pretty decent car. The Cobalt SS was completely underrated for its day. We can go look that up and we can see the Cobalt SS was shocking for its day. But yeah, it was, that's right. It was a Saab transmission and Opel suspension, I think it was, or something like that. I mean, it was a conglomeration of several different, like, serious cars to make this car. 0 to 60 in 6 seconds. Slow to today's standards, but still not that bad. 14.1 for the quarter mile. Keep in mind that a 98 Corvette ran a 13.5. So, again, back in the day, that was serious, right? We're talking early 2000s, right? Wait, what was the R34 quarter mile? We saw the 0 to 60 and the 100. What's the R34 quarter mile? What's the quarter mile time? 12.3. Okay, that's fast. Wait, that's not right. Okay, that's a V-spec. That changes things a little bit, but... All right, if we just go with the base GTR here. It doesn't give us a quarter mile time. So I guess all we can do is go off of the V-spec. Don't bash it there. I'm not trying to bash it. I'm just trying to, give a good comparison here. So, all right. 4.6 on the 0 to 60, so a little over a second slower. Understandable. 10.8 on the 0 to 100. They don't have that. Quarter mile of 14 compared to this is at 12. 2 seconds slower. Braking distance. What was the braking distance? 164 feet from 70 miles per hour. What does this show? 150 feet, roughly. So it stops faster, but it was also a much lighter car, so that makes sense. Point is, though, this is also running on a little 4-cylinder. Keep that in mind. The GTR is running off of a 6. Okay? This is running off a inline 6 twin turbo versus this Saturn Ion Redline. Let's actually go to maybe a wiki on this. Oh, yep, there we go. Was a 2-liter supercharged 4-cylinder. Right? So again, my point being is, it was impressive. It was impressive for its day, especially. Even today, I would argue it's still pretty impressive. Look at this. October 2003, the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah, the Red Line, piloted by the GM Performance Division's Saturn Land Speed Record Project, set a new land speed record in the G-blown fuel-altered class at 212 miles per hour. It exceeded the previous record of 183 set in 2001. It kicked its butt by almost 30 miles per hour. That's huge. That's huge. That's what I'm saying. This car was severely underrated for its time. Oh, ads. Dang. Damn you and those ads, Boogie. I don't know where you lost it, Boogie, but my point was basically that the car was severely underrated for its day. Even today, I would argue it's still underrated. The car, I think, still outperforms a lot of stuff out there today. Unfortunately, good luck finding a lot of parts since Saturn is gone. So, yep. Candace throwing down the sub for Boogie. And shoot, like I say, my wife had the View. It wasn't the Red Line edition, but even still, these Saturn Views, that thing picked up. I remember I was like shocked one day. I like actually like floored it against my buddy's RSX, Acura RSX, and I smoked him. I was pounding gears and I just left him. He was not expecting it. We had the manual transmission, like I said. So, GetRag F23 manual transmission right there. And we were running on the... Ooh, I don't remember which engine we had actually on that. That's a good question. Like I say, we did not have the Red Line, which would have been really nice. That was basically using, I believe this is the Honda Pilot engine, if I'm not mistaken. After the C-Series. The Inspire, the Sabre. Maybe not. Honda Accords. Yep, it was running in that. The Odyssey. Okay, that's what it was. The Odyssey, not the Pilot. There was a different engine that was running in the Pilots. That's what it was. Actually, it's the L66 that we had? No. I think we might have been rocking the 4-cylinder. Yep. I think that's what we were rocking. 144 horsepower, but that thing was quick, man. I'm telling you, that thing took off. It was quick. I miss that Saturn, actually. I really miss that Saturn. It was a fun car. It was a super, super fun car. Oh, well. Yo, what's up, buddy? How you doing over there on Kick? I put in a whole soapbox diatribe. On my vacation days, I was finally stood up, did that big boss. Wait, what? Did I miss your diatribe? Wait, did I miss something? Oh, I did miss it. Hold on. Okay, before we get off of here, do you remember when I was... Yes, I remember you're supposed to start on vacation. Go to Oklahoma. Yep. Relatives. Reservation. I do remember you talking about that. Okay, yeah, the big boss that always cusses you out and stuff. Yeah. Wait, hold on. Thanks to not having someone in place for you to take your vacation, I now missed out on being able to take care of what I needed to. Okay. I gotta sometimes go through your thing. You finally stood up to that big boss. Okay. You stood up to them. Awesome. And how'd that work out for you? And Buddy made it over here to the Twitch side. Yeah, I'm on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. Although nobody ever goes to YouTube. Forgot about YouTube. Yeah. I mean, I stream it there. Just it actually has the best quality. So like if I wanted to grab any video clips from anywhere, YouTube would be the place to go download them. Because it has the best quality image. So, yeah. You are still employed, and she apologized for not realizing. I've been there for 3 years. Yeah, so did she not know that there were not people, that there were not enough employees to cover things? I mean, you said she has dementia, so probably not, I guess, huh? Buddy, how'd you find me here? Fly to trademark and let me ruin your life. I'll fly into trademark, you'll mess with me, and then I'll never fly back in TN or in trademark ever again, probably, right? She claims she didn't know, but as much as she micromanages everything else, I believe she did know. Yeah, yeah. Well, you said she had dementia, so maybe she didn't really realize it. I mean, I don't know. But she apologized, you said, right? And knowing about it or not knowing about it, getting an apology from people sometimes is, even if it's not, sincere, it's still rare to get one. So, from TNN. All right. Um, are you the buddy from OGs? Her children claim she has dementia. Me personally, I think she's crazy. Literally robbing the cops. Yeah. And see, and that's honestly, bro, that's kind of part of why I'm not. Oh, from the Outlaws. Got it. Okay. You're the other buddy. Okay, I think I've met you a couple times in there too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw you one time in the shop. I think I've seen you a couple times over there at Legion. So, Harry Enos. Yep. Okay. Yep. Yep. I think you're like the only cop that keeps getting robbed. Purple, I think it is, right? That keeps robbing you. Pink. Okay. All right. Pink. Uh, I think it's just it wasn't me. Yeah. I think Pink just likes messing with you. They just want to, yeah. But Boogie, yeah, that's like I say, trademark. It's not overall my flow. Like I said, TNN isn't necessarily either, but And that's kind of part of what I'm seeing is the whole robbing cops, robbing EMS. I'm not mad at you for that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anything negative about you on that. But just like reality, that doesn't happen often. Does it happen? Sure. But it doesn't happen often. And I'm more interested in a little bit more of a realistic type thing. And Trademark is definitely more of a just gang centric. Even if you're solo, it's still that same mindset of just crime ridden. And that's a little bit where I'm not. It's more content and funny clips. Yeah, exactly. It's that content of just the gang power comparatively. So, like I say, I'm not. It's a great city. Kesey, and Terry have done a great job with it. Being in there, it seems very smooth. The MLOs seem nice. It's clean like that. It's just the RP style. It's just not my style. But every city's got their flow, and like I say, TNN's not exactly my style either. I'm definitely looking for more serious than semi-serious. Yes. And that's where Aftermath definitely has a little bit more on the serious side compared to that. Even Aftermath isn't quite where I'm at, where I would like to be. Not trying to talk bad about him. It's the style, right? Um, I am more for like logical realism. Like when you sit down and think, okay, let's think about this. It doesn't take long to think. Realistically, would that be something that would happen? No. Then there you go. It's not about, well, the game mechanics allow for this to happen and the game mechanics are designed like this. Great. Just because you can doesn't mean you should, type of thing, right? When Ty took Jesse Stackhouse hostage at PD. I did not see that. Yesterday was kind of a crazy day. I don't think I really watched much of anybody's stream. So, but yeah, just because you can doesn't mean you should. I joke, that like just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Just because you can wear something doesn't mean you should. I'm going to get myself canceled here for saying something like this, but spandex, it's a privilege, not a right. Okay? Sorry. It's a joke, but there's some truth to that as well. Yes, AM has changed. AM from when I first started, it was definitely more to the serious side and a little bit more realistic, common sense. It's definitely gone a little bit less serious. It's still serious, but some of that common sense realism has changed. Like I say, I'm not knocking it, right? It's just it's changed. What's up, Mama Naps? Welcome back. Why is it you show back up right when we're talking about Aftermath? It's like your ears were burning or something. Do you even sleep? What's sleep? What's that word? But Candace, if it started off the property, off the green grass, and carried onto the green grass, then the green grass does not matter at that point. You can't run to green grass for safety. So if the situation started outside of PD, then theoretically he's fully allowed to continue that RP on the green grass. So just got off the phone with James. Jeez. We're talking about different cities and their different styles. Um, Boogie was wanting me to jump into Trademark to ruin my life. And we were talking about some of the differences, and Trademark, very well done city. It's nice. I wasn't having headaches there. I was some nice MLOs. It just it's very crime heavy, from what I gathered, from what I've watched. It's definitely focused more towards the criminal element. Um, TNN is kind of similar, but a little bit different in that. And like robbing PD, robbing EMS. Those are, to me, those are like not common everyday things. They'll happen occasionally, sure, but they're not common everyday things. And I'm looking for a city that's more of those common sense of what is more realistic. I'm not talking about necessarily a realism. Like Purple is pretty realism, right? You got to speed limits are 35 miles an hour in the city, and you got to sit there and wait for the red lights to turn green. You can't just stop and go. You have to wait for them. That's, I'm not looking for that, but I'm looking for common sense realism. Like, okay, let's be real. If I just slammed into a wall at 100 miles an hour, am I, just pulling away and taking off? Maybe. Not really. If I just got shot down, EMS brings me up, I'm just going to jump up and start running around, start going and do stuff? No. There should be a little bit of an RP to that, right? That's kind of my thing, is I feel like there should be common sense on some of that stuff. You go to jail and you're in jail. So if you have warrants, those should be acted upon at that point in time, because you're already, captured. And I think most cities, they are. But like, what other events would happen when you go to jail, right? What other things would take place that would, there's just some realism aspects that I feel like should go. There's something in my mind but I'm just not going to bring it up right now. I'm sure you could tell there's something that I'm specifically thinking of, but just to not cause conflict, I'm just going to leave it there. But yeah, there's a level of realism. We were talking about Aftermath had changed. When I first started there, it was a serious, I don't know if I'd necessarily say serious, definitely more than semi-serious, but not, I don't know if I'd go with the full-on serious side to it. And it's now leaning more towards the semi-serious side of things, and a little bit more away from the realism aspect and just this is what we can do here. Even though it may not be realistic, this is the way we're going to go about it. And, that to me is like, I shouldn't even say it this way, but just because a mechanic allows you to do it doesn't mean that the common sense reality, that would actually be the thing that would happen. And that's kind of my mindset, is I'm looking for something that's more to that, not necessarily full-on realism like Purple, but just a common sense type of thing. Like, all right, would that type of situation really go down and happen? Something like that. So, I don't know. And again, I'm not trying to knock anybody, because again, every server, every city has their stylings, and it works well for some people and not for others. And that's why I say with Trademark, it's just not quite fitting where I want to be. TNN is a little closer, not really. Aftermath definitely still fits a lot of that stuff. I'm looking at some others that I'm going to look at when I get back probably. But, there's something I have in mind, and trying to find something that's as close as possible. More drama, acting instead of telenovela. Uncle came back to life, and he's the brother and the father of some fun type of deal. Yeah, I'll agree with you there, Mama. It's about building the stories. I mean, the reality is, I think any RP server, any serious RP server, even semi-serious, should theoretically be about building a storyline. That's the whole point of RP. That's the whole point of what that is. Even if it is a little out there. Yeah. Yeah. My thing is, and I promise not to put AM has changed. They have Opus Day running stuff. How many are cops? And they have an assistant mayor. That's why Shields, Pike, Reese left. You agree to, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Basically, you're talking about the fact of, especially now that cricket has kind of reigns. Opus Day, obviously, they're running the criminal side of things, kind of, because nobody's really challenging them, because they've proven that they can dominate that. They've proven themselves, right? They've put in the work and they've proven themselves. But then now, many of them are also cops. Many of them are also admins. And I think that's where you're kind of going with some of that, that it's kind of like their server, right? And I'm not saying that they're like using any of those factors or anything like that. I'm not trying to say any of that. Like, if you didn't know that, if you didn't know these people and know that they have those characters, I don't think it would affect you one way or the other, because they're not utilizing that information, and they're not, acting upon any of it, or treating it that way. They're treating them as individual characters. Like I say, I'm not trying to say anything negative about that either, right? But if you do know the perception, right? It's all, and sometimes perception is reality. So, and yeah, people are looking at it to OOC with that, and that's what I'm saying is, from the outside, sometimes it gives that perception. OOC type style, it gives that perception, but in character, I have not seen any kind of abuse or meta, I guess you could say. I have not seen any use of any of that type of stuff. I got you, Candace. Um, like I say, every server is going to be different. Every server is going to have their style. Every server is going to have their goods and their bads, right? No server is going to be perfect. No Pixel, probably the most popular, the largest queue, the largest amount of player base with the multiple servers and everything. They still have issues. They still have issues. They've got their goods, they've got their bads, right? Nobody's going to be perfect. You're never going to find that perfect city. You just got to find what kind of works for you and make the best that you can out of it, right? And as an example, Mama has found a great home at Aftermath, right? Especially with the, as she mentioned, they do focus a lot on story driven, and that's obviously, we all know, right up her alley. Being able to develop the stories is definitely something that she thrives with. So, yep, trademark, exactly. And your issues aren't necessarily my issues that you have with a city, right? Because we each have our different styles of RP, our styles of gameplay as well, because ultimately it still is a game as well. So, wow, we have gone through like totally different gambit of things, starting off playing with GTA, running around talking about cars, all sorts of different cars. Some music thrown in there, some movie thrown in there, and then now we're looping back somehow into GTA, but not GTA, but the servers, and yeah, we're an interesting one, that's for sure. Ugh. Oh, Boogie. So there is another car that's sitting in my backyard. There is another car sitting in my backyard. I mentioned it earlier. It's a car that technically belongs to a buddy of mine, but he was supposed to leave it here for a few months and get it picked up, and it's been here for now like 5 years, 4 years, something like that. So technically I could take ownership of the car. In fact, at one point I brought it up to him and he thought I had already sold it anyway. So unfortunately I don't have any pictures of it because it's not my car, so I never took any pictures of it. Actually, hold on. Let me do this. Oops. I'm going to do something here. Do it on another screen. Because I don't necessarily want to show this. All right, I'm going to do a quick snip here of Google Maps. Oh, this is updated because it has the Maxima in there. What year? When was this done then? Just says 2024. It doesn't say when. Huh. All right. Cool. All right. I can't zoom. I can't zoom, yo. All right, we'll just pull a house. Hold on. Go there. Go there. There we go. All right. So, sitting in the driveway. All right, this is my house. Sitting in the driveway. Oh, wait, we got devil's advocate here. Hold on. Actually, I missed a bunch. Okay. That Eclipse, yeah. No, that Eclipse. I'll sell it, but it's going to cost a lot. The question: if you made your own city, how you thought it should be run? Would our peers, like the ones who have been disillusioned from Aftermath? Wait, what? The ones who have been more however you want to put it. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I would definitely want a story driven, as mentioned, but good RP to me is story driven. I would definitely want it serious and not realism like Purple necessarily to that degree, but a little bit more common sense. Now common sense is obviously not so common, but yeah, I don't know. Honestly, Aftermath isn't necessarily that far off, Okay, so driveway. Here's the house. Here's a little shed we have. Here's the garage. It's a 2-car garage with a little room off to the side. So in the driveway here, as you can see, we've got 4 cars right there. And there's still space in front of these 3 that you could park 3 more cars. Huge driveway, which is the reason I wanted this house. So we've got right here, that's the Mustang. Right here is the Fast and Furious Maxima, which is now sold. This is my daily driver, the Rally Art. Backed up about an inch, probably an inch, inch and a half away from the other Maxima that's going to be another Fast and Furious Maxima. So this one's sold. This one's still around. In the backyard, this is the Jetta that will become Jesse's Jetta. The Eclipse is in the garage here. And then there's this black car right here. I think Cruz belongs in Aftermath. Well, I wonder why you think that. But Cruz will not be back in Aftermath, at least for probably close to a month. In fact, Mama, here, I just want to give you an idea. Yeah, we'll just do 2024 here, calendar. So, pulling up a calendar here real quick. I'm gone starting the 31st, and I will not return until the 13th. Well, for work at least. I'll actually be back the 10th, so I may be in a city and maybe online the 11th, 12th, or 13th. But I am gone. Okay, she said hold on. Okay. Back to the car then. So this right here is my buddy's car that he was supposed to take. It is. I don't remember the year. And it is fairly well stripped out because it was going to be turned into a race car. It cannot be registered because it is a shell and it basically is a race car. It currently has no engine, no transmission, and most of the interior is gone. So it's pretty much a shell. But it is a 100% genuine R32 GTR. It is an actual GTR. The BN R34. So that's what that thing is, sitting in the back of my house right now. You need it? That shell is still worth like $25,000 as it sits. Even with nothing, basically, it's still $25,000. And again, you cannot register that. You'll give me 10. You cannot register, period, in the United States. That is a track-only car. It can only ever touch the track. All right, Mama's back. All right, so Mama, we're right here. We're the 20th now. We're already 4 a.m. for us, so we're in the 20th. I leave on the 31st, so a week and a half, right? I do not get back until the 10th and late at night. I may or may not stream the 11th, 12th, or 13th, and then the 14th I go back to work. But then the first week of September here, I have to leave again for the whole week. And I don't get back until like midnight on the 7th for a convention in Denver. So basically, I'm gone for the first half of August. I get back for 2.5 weeks, and then I take off again. So I don't want to get any kind of storylines or anything really going. That's why I'm just kind of not really doing a whole lot in TNN or anything. I'm not putting a whole lot of energy or time or anything into much because I don't have it. I've got a week and a half left before I'm going to be gone. It ruins people's RP if all of a sudden I'm disappearing for 2 weeks. I come back for a little bit, and then I'm disappearing again. So literally, I'm going to say probably for the next month and a half, you will not see Cruz, definitely, in Aftermath. Because I don't think that it would be fair to your RP. And that's also part of the reason I left when I did, is because I felt that it was a good time. It gave me a chance to also, just go see some of the other cities. Number one, go spend a little bit of time with some of the people that had moved on or had just moved to other places as well and weren't spending much time in Aftermath. It gave me a chance to just go hang out with them for a little bit. So I don't want to get involved. That's my point, Boogie. Is I'm not wanting to get involved right now. Um, but yeah, so and then September hits. Let's see. September, we've got that. September, the rest of September's good. October's good until we get into November. So I'll have a little bit of time there so I can do stuff again. But then in November, hopefully, should be going to SEMA. So Vegas for the week. Um, but that one I'm not as concerned of. This one it was because I'm literally gone for a huge chunk, back for a short time, and then gone for another. So yeah, you just want to get me in trouble. I see what you're saying. You just want to get me in trouble. Yes, Candace, you are correct. By the way, it is Mom and Apps's birthday. I would sing to her right now, but when I sing, I kind of sing loud, and my roommates are all sleeping. So yeah. By the time you get back, Retta's gonna be so in control that you may not recognize her. I know. I know. Trust me, that's probably the hardest part about all of it, though. Um, is the fact of I wanted you to have, I, I wanted you to develop Red because that was kind of like seemed like something that you really wanted to do. But then after I left, I realized that it was a lot of time that I was giving you on that, and I wanted you to have time, but that's like a lot of time, and I was just like, ah, that's gonna be a lot. So, yeah. Red scares you? Well, yeah, because she's like shot you multiple times. Yes, happy birthday, Mama. Um, but yeah, no, I've thought about that. That it's gonna be an interesting one when Cruz does eventually show back up. Um, I'm still working out exactly what my plan is for that. I've already got the good story. Those who've been watching the stream have already kind of heard some of my story that I'm putting out there. Um, that she realized she hates Courtney. My storyline of basically why I left and when I come back, trying to be able to explain why I left, why I had to do what I had to do, and yeah. So that's I've got most of that worked out on my story of it. Whether it's acceptable or not, that's a different story, right? But I've got some of that concept there. Um, but then how I come back is something I'm still kind of trying to work out in my mind. Like I got an idea and a concept of what I want to do, but actually being able to, as you know, being able to actually pull the trigger on those things and get them to work out the way you want doesn't always go that same way. Okay. The worst part is, Boogie, I read that in Corny's voice, with the exception of he is a solid individual, because I don't think that's anything Corny would ever say. But wait a minute. My mom won't take corny back. I read that 100% in Corny's voice. Ah, it's too funny. It's way too funny. You did too, Candace? Yeah, it's like the wording, the way you put that is exactly like I get it. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to work it all out. I'm trying to work out how when Cruz comes back, how to come back and how to approach Mama Red at the time, I guess, right? And honestly, you showing up in TNN really kind of messed a lot of that up. Uh, but that was all a dream, right? That didn't actually happen. TNN was just all a dream. Replace individual with player, but yeah, okay, that's true. Yeah. Although if it was a dream, you should have been a little nicer. Should have taken advantage of it being a dream. But no. Yeah, it's we obviously take the couple days at TNN there don't really exist to the whole storyline and the arc because normally she wouldn't have been there. She was mean and TNN. Hell yeah, she was. Well, that's because it's not Mama. It was Red. That was full on Red. Hey, I already told you, Boogie. I'll be there. I'll jump into trademark. I said potentially this weekend or during the week if I see you on streaming and stuff in there, I'll I'll try and jump in there. So yeah, that was definitely Red. It was definitely Red. Um, but yeah, because obviously my plan was not to see you at all because that helps with my story arc of what I'm creating. But it is what it is, obviously. But we take that as it was a dream. It didn't exist necessarily because realistically, she wouldn't have left Aftermath if it wasn't for the fact that it was shut down for a little bit, right? During that time frame, she wanted to still be around. She wanted to be, in the RP world. So, she jumped in where there were people that she knew. So she could easily jump in and share some connections with people to do stuff in the meantime while it's, getting fixed over there. And that's part of the reason why I'm here, right? I jumped into Trademark to try and meet up with some people there, jumped into TNN to meet up with people there, people that I knew, right? Because it's short term. So I knew I could jump in, have some fun with some people that I knew, and see where things go. Maybe it becomes long term, maybe not. But um, I wasn't going to have to start developing from scratch, finding relationships and stuff just to say, oh, I'm out for 2 weeks, peace. So. But yeah, I'm excited for the future. Um, when I get back from all this stuff in September, so like September 8th, 9th, there you go. That's what you got. That's what you got. You see her jumping into trademark and being a stalker. Wow. Okay. That might be a little interesting. That would be kind of interesting. Let you see what? I was right there in the corner right there, right down here. I was dancing. Just doing a little, head bob. That's all you get. Oh, okay. I need to go to bed. You're wasting all your points for nothing. Because it ain't happening, brah. I'm going to turn those off on you. I can do the Carlton. Do the Carlton, right? All right. Hold on. What's this? There's only one thing that can eventually save Mama from Red, but I won't say what it is. Only one thing? Well, shoot. That means it ain't Cruz then, because if Cruz don't come back, she'll eventually work her way out of it. Actually, I can tell you what that one thing is. I already know what that one thing is. Not even for your birthday. Dang. I can tell you what that one thing is. The one thing that can save Mama from Red. Okay, so there's something that will, but there's something else that can. Okay, but the one thing that can save Mama from Red is Mama. It's Mama. That's it. Mama's got to decide. So Corny can save Mama. He'll push Red so far that it breaks Red, and Red wants to go away. Oh my gosh, that'd be too funny. Corny shows back up, pushes Red so far that Red just says, "I'm done. Mama, you're back." Oh my gosh, that'd be too hilarious. She'd be like, "This man is incessant." Oh man, that'd be too funny. Kill him and turn him into a foot soldier. No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It'd be too funny. All right, homework for the night. All right, homework for everybody. Watch Tucker. Watch this movie. Where to watch? Right here. Look at this. Where to watch. Free on Amazon Prime, YouTube, Hulu. All right, a couple different options there. It does not look like it's available on Netflix right now, but free on Amazon Prime. Tucker, the man and his dream. Here, you know what? Let's watch the trailer. Watch the trailer real quick. Have a good one, Boogie. Such a great movie. Definitely for the car guy. Great history of the cars. It had three headlights. case you didn't notice it, it had 3 headlights on it. Oh, well, okay. 48 Tucker. So it has 3 headlights in the front. Okay. That center one turns with the steering wheel. That happens in cars kind of nowadays in some cars, but that was in 1948 that they did that. It had seatbelts. This car had technology way ahead of its time that took years before it got implemented. When you bought the car, it also had a full luggage set that matched as well. Now, there is a company. Here's the beauty. Like I said, there was only 51 of these technically ever made. Yes, I'm talking about cars again. Sorry. Here's the beauty. There were only 51 of them ever made. Much less, actually, the majority of them are still around. That's the cool part. 51 of them made. One was used for crash testing. One of them was completely destroyed, found on the Mississippi riverbank and then stolen or gone to a wrecking yard or something like that. I believe out of the 51, 47 or 48 of them are still around in some way, shape, or form. 40, I take it back, 45. There's 45. Because I do remember there's a couple other ones that are messed up. There is a company, though, that is now licensed by the Tucker family to make replicas. They make a replica of it. Holy cow. The movie prop one sold for $100,000. All right. But there's a company. I gotta find it, but I can't really find it. That you can order these replicas, and it's really pretty cool. I wish I could find it, and maybe they don't make them anymore because they might have gone out of the lost 48 Tucker convertible prototype. Ooh. I didn't think that ever actually got built. I did not think that actually ever got built. Interesting. Okay. All right. Okay. Ain't no way you're finding this on eBay. Yeah, that ain't no real one you're finding on eBay. You're finding model cars, and that's about it. Model cars and pictures. You ain't finding no Tucker on there. These only go for sale at auctions, pretty much, because they collect good money at auctions. A new Tucker, true to the original, debuts at SEMA. That's what I'm saying right there. So that was the replica. Okay, the replica company is apparently $1 million, but I was pretty sure that they were less than that. I don't know, but I know that they made a remake. This is, I would say, you know what, Boogie? Earlier, You had asked me my favorite car. I would say if I had all the money in the world and I could buy one car, it would probably be one of these. And I know that sounds really weird, but I would argue that this car, while it may not be the most rare car, because there's, the Lycan only had like 5 of them or whatever built, right? So it's even more rare. But I would say, on top of the fact that it's a rare car, it's also the fact that the iconic innovations that came from this car, the history in automobiles that came from this car, I don't think are matched by many, if any. It also uses basically a modified helicopter engine was what was put in these. It's a rear engine. Um, it's kind of a bad angle like that. But watch the movie. It'll explain the whole thing in the movie as well about the engine stuff. So this is beating the skyline. I'm telling you, this car is it's crazy. I wish that more of them were around. Okay, there's Ida Automotive. Maybe they ended up backing out of it, but it's Tucker. That's his replica Tucker that he made. Oh no, his is a restoration. Okay, so that was a restoration on this one. Okay. He actually got a hold of one. Oh, I'm so jealous. Oh, actually jealous. So hold the phone on that one. I've seen 2 of these in person. Oh my gosh. That car is gorgeous. That caddy is gorgeous. Whew, that might have just taken the place of that 49 Fleet line right there. Jeez. That is simply amazing. 49 Caddy Coupe. Oof. Oh, Winfield. All right. He's out here by me. Okay, here's his twin turbo Tucker that he built. So this is a replica that he had at SEMA one year. It's lowered, slammed out comparatively. Gosh, I really want to find that company that was making replicas. The pick doesn't get bigger. All right, we're gonna go to bed. Boogie, you're supposed to go to bed. You were leaving. Here we go. Tucker cars for sale. None. Classifieds. Parts. That's it. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, these cars, just absolutely nuts. I want to find this company that makes the replicas. New Tucker 48. Because I remember even going to their website and I was looking through it and looking at all the options and stuff they had, and they actually weren't that badly priced at the time. So I'm really kind of annoyed that I can't find it now. But the company must have stopped. But here's one of them that I've seen in person because it happens to be at the Peterson Automotive Museum. So, Boogie, next time you're here, when you get back down here, we can go visit the Peterson Automotive Museum. And they have a Tucker. It is usually available on display, if not upstairs in the main museum, down in the vault, which used to not be open, but they've opened up the vault. The vault basically is just a giant parking lot, but you can walk through the area. So this is the one that they have there. I also saw one in Vegas, the Imperial Palace used to have a car museum inside the Imperial Palace, which I don't even know if the Imperial Palace is still around. Yeah, it's closed. Okay. Now it's the link. Okay, that's why. So that used to have a car museum, and I don't know if it's still there. Imperial Palace Auto Collection, so it might still be there. Oh no, permanently closed. But they had a Tucker there. They had a Tucker on display there. I don't know what happened to all the cars. I don't know if there's now a new name to the museum or what they did, but they had one on display. Theirs was the like a light brown, dark. It was a brownish color. I wonder if there's. No, okay. Oh wait. Yeah, it was this color right here. Basically, it looked like that. It was that kind of tan brownish color. Trying to see if I can find, a picture of it somewhere, but showing it on display. Nope, I don't see it. That sucks. Yeah, all those Corvettes that they had there too. Jeez. Um, but anyway, so yeah, I've been fortunate enough to be able to see two of these in person, and they're just as gorgeous in person. I'm telling you. Could be cursing my name for keeping you up this late. Dang. Sorry. And Candace, hey, next time you're here, just let me know. We'll go visit Peterson. All right. Okay, we're done, people. We're done. All right, we're gonna call it. There you go. Next flight for your 4 days off. All right, we're calling it a night. No more car talk, because Boogie's gonna get in trouble. think Mama might have just left. So, Mama Naps, happy birthday. Have a great one today. Um, for everybody that's here still, I may or may not be live tomorrow because, like I say, tomorrow my car club's having a meeting here at the house. And I think that it starts at like 7 o'clock. So I don't know how long it's going to go. Might be kind of late because, people might get together and party a little bit. So we'll have to see. We'll see what happens tomorrow, right? We'll see what happens. We may be here, maybe not. I could stream that, and I might. I actually might. We'll do a walk around of all the cars, talk to the people, all that fun stuff, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if everybody's going to bring their nice cars or if they're just, driving the dailies and stuff. So, but my roommate's car, his show car, the Eclipse, the Rally Art, my buddy's Jetta, because actually I have a Fast and Furious Jetta here at the house right now. My buddy from Florida, it's here sitting at the house at the moment. And then the other people coming, one of them has a Mustangs, Boogie. He'll be bringing his Mustang probably. And then the other ones, I think they're going to probably bring their Subi. That's usually what they drive. So, Subaru. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good night. I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with me and staying while we talk about all sorts of random things. And funny enough, talking about the cars, Boogie, you'll like this. I am eventually, a buddy of mine and I, we're going to start a podcast. I've just got to clean out the area behind me and get it all set up so that we can do the podcast table. And it's going to be a podcast all about cars. Well, all that vrooms. That's actually the name of it. All that vrooms. And so cars obviously would be a big part of that because both of us are big car people. So we've already got the YouTube channel set up for it. We've got the Twitch channel. We got the Kick channel. We got all of them. We just I need to clear the area. We need to work out some different topics that we want to focus on at first. And then we're ready to go with starting to do the podcast. We'll do it live. And then, we've got some guests that we want to bring in for it as well. So obviously, Boogie, I know you're going to be right there when I get that done. So, USMC, you just got off of work and we're calling it a night. Dang it. Now I feel bad. I guess we're just going to have to keep going for another... It's 5 o'clock in the morning, but let's just keep going. We don't need sleep. What should we talk about now? Oh, off to work. Oh, okay, in that case, we're good. Okay. All right. Everybody, have a good one. USMC, have a good day at work. Hopefully it's not a bad day. Hopefully everything goes well. It becomes a good day at work. Get out of there as quick as possible. Go enjoy the rest of the day type of thing, So, see, we hop over the Discord and watch the movie. You know what, Candace? We'll do a midday watch. I'll throw it in there right now. And then anybody that wakes up tomorrow, they can see it. And let's do like 3 o'clock Pacific time. I think that's a good reasonable time. That way it can get done because it's kind of a long movie. I want to say it's like almost a 2-hour movie. Yep, an hour and 50 minutes. And that way, 3 o'clock, that gets us done by 5. That gives me time to relax a little and then help to start getting ready for everybody to show up to the house at 7 o'clock. So 3 o'clock Pacific time will be movie watching time. I'm going to throw that in the Discord right now. If you're not part of my Discord, you need to jump in the Discord. All right? Jump into the Discord, add it into your list of all the fun Discords that you're part of. And we're going to figure out some way. We're going to do movie night in Discord. I did finally fork it up and sucked it up, forked out the money. Yeah, there you go. That's what I was trying to say. And got the nitro so I can do the higher quality. And I will stream the movie. Maybe. We'll have to see what we can do on that. But yeah. I'm going to put it in the announcement channel right now. How do I say that? So at everyone, right? Because everybody's got to see it. We will be doing movie night. Tonight, or today, July 20th, Mama's birthday. 3 p.m. Pacific time. 5 p.m. Central. 6 p.m. Eastern time. And the movie of choice is Tucker, the Man and His Dream. Can't believe that was made in 1988. That's not when I first watched it, but all right. Boom. It's there. Candace, Boogie, it might just be the three of us. But that's okay. That's okay. So I will see you all tomorrow. At the very least, we'll do. It's not what? It's not good night. It's good morning. Have all your questions and everything. Yeah. Okay. All right. Have a good day. There we go. And we'll see you later on today. At the very least, to watch the movie and possibly further along later tonight, maybe stream and play some more GTA or something. So there are 19 people right now. It was 22 just a minute ago, so we lost a few. 19 people in here right now. And we've got 3 people over on Kick. We had 5, but we lost a couple there too. People are dwindling. But they're not in Discord. So they're not going to be able to watch the movie with us if they're not in Discord. So you got to join the Discord. Jump in there. Just jump on in there right now. Join the Discord. And be ready. I'll set up a movie channel. And that's where we'll go. We'll go watch the movie. There you go. There's the Discord. Should take you to the right place. Let's double check that link real quick. Yep, that still goes to the right spot. And it'll be movie night. You know who's not in this Discord? You know who's not in this Discord? Boogie. Boogie ain't in this Discord. You know who else ain't in this Discord? Mama Naps. Mama Naps ain't in this Discord either. They ain't going to get to watch the movie. You could have enjoyed it. I'm just giving you a hard time. All right, y'all. Have a good morning. Have a great rest of the day until we see each other again. And I hope it's a great one for you. USMC, drive safe. And we'll talk later. Goodbye.